Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're just going to look at Bitcoin and also just admire some of the altcoin positions that we're in. These two are my bots, Go to BTC, I set up yesterday, it's on my Telegram. On Bitsgap, which is something I've not used in a little while, and XRP to BTC is a long-term bot that I've had going on Pionex. So the bots are working out okay, and so is Uno to BTC. In fact, Uno's really sort of turning up quite nicely. To be honest with you, I'll make another video on these sort of things. We don't need to look into those for today. Let's just focus on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the ultimate, really, for determining the overall market's health. So Bitcoin is inside this upper side range, right? So we've got this a very large accumulation zone that I would determine from basically 40,500 to basically 49,000, almost 50,000. Now this is the major accumulation zone. This up here is like a contingency, no man's land, and inside this buy zone here, or I say it's a buy zone, I mean it was the buy zone before the markets, tipped us down the stairs with the old Megatron and tapering and all that sort of thing, causing this massive wick, which for the record, I'm sure I boast about it all the time, we did anticipate that, so we did a little bit of limiting our risk exposure, and thank God for that. But yeah, this used to be the buy zone, but now it's also a turning point zone. So we'll look at this as not just buy zone really, which it was, but also an area for us to start to consider bullish moves again, as in continuation of the moves up. So closing into this and especially out of this is where things really do turn around. We've got a medium zone as well, which is right in the middle here, which is basically 55,500. But anywhere within here, candle body closures anywhere within here is good. But as of today, so far, we've come back down to this area, which is, I suppose, it's all part of the accumulation, but if you want to be specifically bullish in the short term, you need to hold above this level. It's 46,500. You can see the areas holding so far. Now, if we're focusing basically on the chart and the price action, it's not looking particularly strong because we're below all major moving averages on the daily and obviously on the 4-hourly. They're still diverging between the 50 and the 200. So with that in mind, it does offer downwards pressure, more than upwards pressure on the immediate term. But if we also have a look, what we see here is we've got bullish divergence on the RSI, and we've also got a downtrend on the RSI. So this, we would be looking for a breakout, basically. This would be a change of momentum. So if we were to get a breakout of price action, lifting us above this accumulation zone into the no man's land, basically above, we'll call it 49,500, and that with a breakout of the RSI, I'd be up for this to continue up into these zones and probably even reverse from there. But for the moment, we're basically still accumulating. There's no two ways about it, and it's actually quite a delicate accumulation zone within here because, like I said before at the beginning, the accumulation zone can take all the way down to 40,000. So we do have to be prepared for that. And I can imagine how crypto Twitter and YouTube would react if we did break down from here and head down to 40,000. Because people still at this moment in time still calling it a bear market. They'll certainly be calling it a bear market here. This is the sort of move which will shake a lot of people out, to be honest with you, and that's why I'm not going to rule it out. All the way down here, down to 40,000, it would completely destroy altcoins. It would make the market look savage, and it would also, like I say, all the new people that got involved when Matt Damon introduced them to crypto not too long ago, they would certainly be probably selling at a significant loss because they were like, okay, I've bought the top here. Let's not make it any worse than it needs to be. Let's get out before it breaks down below 40 and goes back to $10,000 or whatever some people are calling for. Like I say, a bear market is a bear market. We can always entertain the ideas of all these other areas, which is why we've got them marked off on this chart. We got them marked all the way down to, I think, 12,000 is what I think the lowest would be, even in the event of a bear market. If it would load up, what's the lowest I've got? Yeah, I suppose it's about 12,000. So all of these are marked off in the event of a bear market, and these will remain here, for when we do enter a bear market. But to be honest with you, it doesn't look like a bear market to me. And one of the main hallmarks of a bear market would be a closure on a weekly below a 50 exponential moving average, which so far is 44,500, so kind of in the middle of the accumulation zone. And like I say, this is why I think a shakeout would not surprise me. And that doesn't mean that we can't close down here. I start to entertain the idea of bear markets when we start closing below the 50 exponential moving average on the weekly. But I have to remind myself that in previous bull markets, Any closure below a 50 exponential on a weekly has determined a bear market. However, this cycle this far, since 2019, we have closed candle bodies below it every single year, even if it's just for a short amount of time. 2019 we closed below it for about a month. 2020 in the March crash, obviously we closed below it, and just this year we spent 1 week below it as well. And every time that happens, it does make me a little nervous, definitely, and that's where I do start to look at these areas, as in like they're on the horizon. You know, they are just on the horizon. They're not immediately in front of us. I'm not saying that they're going to get hit, but I do start to entertain them as realistic possibilities, although still relatively unlikely, given the formation that we're looking at here is still quite a bullish formation on a weekly. So, like I say, the market has been different this last bull market, and which is why I suppose now it would be a bit more obvious that we are getting that all famous lengthening cycle. But again, until it happens, we basically just play the chart as it's dealt, and everybody's pointing to December for the ultimate blow off top, and that's not really happened. You could argue that it happened around here because of all the economic factors that led to this, like the money printing, everybody being off work, basically stuck to social media. Suddenly they discover crypto, they got a bit of extra cash because the government had just given it to people. Do you know what I mean? There's a number of reasons why the cycle has changed as a result of the financial environment that the entire world went through due to the pandemic. So yeah, with that in mind, that could have been the main thing that shifted this. If it wasn't for this dump and all the things that went on afterwards, then this could have been the blow off top that would have been created a little bit more organically, just a little bit later. So there is that. You've got to think about what causes moves and what causes blow off tops. This certainly was a blow off top. I was looking at a top around this level here, matching basically the previous two tops of the last bull market, the 2019 blow off top, and this one being in 2021. So that's the sort of read I'd be looking at again, to be honest with you, which is why I'm not bearish on this one, and I'm not calling for a bear market. I'm in line with Benjamin Cowen, is it? Who's all about the lengthening cycles, and yeah, no, I think he's onto something there, to be honest with you. But again, for me, it's about playing the cards as they're dealt. And at the moment they're dealt in a very specific way, which is boring sideways accumulation. We'll see how far we go, how long it'll take. If we get a shakeout down to 40, I'm still not bearish. I do start to be on the back foot, but I'm not massively bearish until we start closing below 40,000. So yeah, I'm okay with it. So long as Bitcoin's above 46,500, it's good for the market overall. So it's good for altcoins as well. I'm majorly bullish on the market in general, but overall, so long as we can stay above here, we'll get a much faster recovery. And to be honest with you, the recovery, if we can spend as much time in this area as we did going down from the top, we will be looking at basically, let's just do a little measured move from the peak down to I suppose the start of the accumulation, which is around here. This is our measured move time wise, and we'll be thinking about how long is this going to take for us to play out. It's not that long, it really isn't that long at all. So we can accumulate between now and basically the beginning of next month. So that's my expectation. We'll spend as much time going sideways as we have gone down. So long as we don't break down further than this, we'll be looking for this entire formation to resolve by the end of this month into the beginning of next month. That's generally what I would expect to see. But next month, provided we haven't entered a bear market which is below 40,000, if we did go down below this level and start to accumulate lower, then that time band that I've just put through would be longer, because we'd be looking for we'd be measuring it from its lows, and we'd have to assume that the low would be 40,000. Then we'd be measuring from the top to the low, and then giving us another rough idea of how long it's going to take to break out. But overall, at the moment, as it currently stands, so long as we're above this level, this 46,500 level, then yeah, we'll be looking for this to resolve sooner rather than later, which is why I started to scale into some of these altcoins just this week. And like I say, the operative word is scaling, because I am not ruling out at all that we do break down lower and the altcoins get wrecked, quite dramatically. So with that in mind, scaling in is the appropriate way, or to set up some bots which can deal with big moves up, big moves down, and deal with the volatility. I'm not, going all in. I'm not, harvesting kidneys. I'm not, I'm not selling all kind. I'm scaling in. All right, I'm scaling in from the profits that I continuously take, throughout any uptrend of any coin continuously. So this is what it's all about, and so for the moment I'm okay with it, and I expect it to be resolved sooner rather than later, which to a lot of people might sound crazy. I can tell that the market is generally a little bit depressed at the moment because YouTube views go down, you see, and that's usually an indicator of people's wreckage. People are severely underwater. They've got no money left. They don't want to buy anything. In fact, they're just they're probably out of the market now. Do you know what I mean? And that's very telling on the way that my YouTube gets watched. When things are going up, when things are going to the moon, everybody's watching it. But to be honest, the best time to watch is when we're going down, because that's where the opportunities lay. If you can't buy low, you can't sell high. Do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, for the vast majority of people who are in crypto, they will never understand that concept. I mean, they've heard the words, that they recognize what it means, but they can't do it. They literally can't do it. In fact, I notice with a lot of people that they can understand the indicators, they recognize the charts, but the psychology and the mental capacity and the emotional training is zero, and they can't do what they know that they need to do. And what you need to do basically is follow a chart on the way down. That's where these are one of the most exciting times. Is when it's going down and expecting a move to the up, because if you can't buy low, then you're not going to make as much money. People FOMOing in is where people get wrecked. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. I'll leave it with you there anyway. But yeah, things are looking okay so long as we're above this level, and I would like to see us remain above this level. If we break down, it's still no big deal. It's just another buying opportunity, and I will scale into altcoins specifically if and when Bitcoin either revisits this wick or hits that $40,000 low, just above, about $40,500 low. Right, I've got family coming around, unfortunately, for those who are on the Patreon. So I won't be doing my live stream on Saturday. I'll be doing it on Sunday night. So I'll remind everybody on the Patreon channel anyway, but just to let you know, things are going to be a bit harder for me to make those streams. But it's just for this 1 week. Just for this 1 week. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.